Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Texas Chain Saw Massacre the game video. Today we have all of the details and patch notes for the December 12th update. That is tomorrow, Tuesday, December 12th. A new patch that fixes a handful of the issues that came as a result of the big update that happened a couple weeks ago. Now, we already went over some of these changes in our last video because of the Muerto Times and the community check-in live stream that Matt Shacha and Wes Keltner did, but there's actually quite a few things in here that we didn't go over, so I figured we go ahead and go through all the patch notes now. That way you're ready to go for tomorrow. And again, that's tomorrow, December 12th at 2 p.m. Eastern is when it should start rolling out. But with that out of the way, let's dive into these patch notes. First of all, fix Danny permanently opening the fuse exit door. We have fixed an issue where Danny could tamper with the fuse box and permanently open the exit door. I mentioned this in our last video, but I haven't seen this since the first day the update came out. It seemed to be working properly ever since then, but if it was still an issue and people were running into it, yeah, absolutely, it should be fixed, and I'm glad it is. Fix UI for Leatherface Saw Rev. We have resolved an UI issue that would show the incorrect amount of overheat/stall status on the rev meter for Leatherface's chainsaw. Now, in theory, this should fix the stalling issues that you were having if you had an overhead swing and then you'd swing immediately after, you would stall automatically. I didn't particularly think this was a UI issue, but if it is, hopefully this is the fix that is needed because that stalling issue is pretty annoying, especially if you're a newer Leatherface player. Fixed invincible hiding victims. We have fixed an exploit where victims could become invincible after being pulled from a hiding spot while in the animation or entering it. This is a very rare exploit, but it can happen because there are iframes when you enter a hiding spot and exit a hiding spot. You can basically just run a loop on somebody over and over again until they got help. So you just keep hitting the same hiding spot over and over again, and there's really nothing a killer could do about it, but hopefully this is just enough to fix that. So for the very few people out there that were exploiting it, now they shouldn't be able to do that. Fixed overlooked perk. The overlooked perk had an issue where all charge will be constantly consumed, and that is now fixed. That's been an issue since day one, so I'm glad it's finally being addressed. That was a bit of a pain because it's a really good perk, but you just couldn't really use it because it was constantly broken. Fixed crawl spaces and barbed wire. An issue has been resolved that caused victims to not trip barbed wire traps on crawl spaces. Nancy should now be able to trap crawl spaces and have all the normal functionality when a victim triggers it. Fixed Nancy's house well stuck spot. We have fixed a stuck spot on Nancy's house that would trap victims after using a well. The well is located near the sunflowers in the front yard. We faced this one a lot, so we had people getting stuck in that front well all the time. So I'm really glad that it got addressed because there's really nothing you can do about it. And most of the time, family would have no idea you're stuck. So you're just sitting there waiting to be kicked out of the game really for inactivity. It was a bit of a pain, so glad that one's getting fixed for sure. Fixed Danny tampering with car battery. We have fixed an issue that would make the car battery unusable if Danny tampered with it while it was turned off. Fixed sliding door animation skip. Fixed an issue where the animation of opening a sliding door will be skipped if while hit during the animation. Fixed linger level 3. We have fixed an issue with Sissy's linger perk at level 3. The issue is causing players to become marked for the remainder of the match. I actually have been running into this a lot lately. I think a lot of Sissy mains out there have noticed that this perk is broken and have been really abusing it. Not everybody, some people just don't realize the power of some of these things or when things are broken, but I've just noticed this one specifically pop up a lot lately, so I'm glad that's being addressed. Fixed missing window jump audio. A couple of missing audio issues have been resolved for window jumps. One was the window on Nancy's house and one was the window on Family House. Now, the one on Family House was absolutely brutal, right? So if you don't have a trap there, or if the victim takes out the trap before they go out the window, whatever it is, they could go out that window and you would have no idea. You would completely miss it. And it caught us off guard a few times when all of a sudden the gen was off and we didn't even know anybody was outside. All the padlocks are still on, but they already went out the window and we had no idea. So obviously that's not fair. If you're going to send out the window, it should be heard. It's a window shattering in a small house. It should be heard. So I'm glad that's being fixed. Fixed repeat electroshock grid on Nancy's house. We have fixed an issue where entering a power on cattle grid at Nancy's house from a specific angle, it would repeatedly shock the player. Fixed stuck spot in trophy room. Fixed a stuck spot for the family in the trophy room on Nancy's house. Fixed scoreboard stuck on screen. Resolved an issue that would cause a scoreboard to be stuck on screen if viewed while spectating. God, it happened to me so many times. It is very, very obnoxious when you're trying to sit there, watch your friends play, and you can't because there's a scoreboard just blocking the whole screen. Fixed Nancy's skill tree incorrectly showing nodes unlocked. We have fixed an issue that would show nodes unlocked incorrectly even after a full respec of the tree. Fixed Danny's skill tree node server error. Fixed an issue that made the top right of Danny's skill tree visible after unlocking any node. The visible nodes will return a server error if selected. Fixed general skill tree node visibility. Fixed a general issue that would make skill tree nodes visible despite not being unlocked or uncovered. Fixed Nancy attack audio issue. Fixed an issue where only the first strike of a combo strike from Nancy would have the correct audio play. Fixed character swap issues. Fixed issue where the character swap request would choose the wrong character if the character was changed simultaneously. Fixed issue where players could receive swap requests for previous characters despite having changed characters. Fixed scroll wheel rebinding. Fixed an issue that would not allow you to rebind the scroll wheel effectively. Fixed missing connection error message. Fixed an issue on some platforms that would cause no message to appear if experiencing a connection error on the main menu, then attempting to access online services. Changed Johnny changes reverted. We are reverting the changes made to Johnny in the big patch. The hunt ability changes are not being reverted. This change affects his lunge and speed issues. Johnny's intended to have a lunge. The issue is his speed boost when attacking. In trying to correct that boost, we unintentionally altered his lunge and tweaked his animations. This was not a desirable result and will be reverted. The speed boost will be separated out and worked on at a later date with the intention to not alter his lunge. So Johnny, at least for the time being, is quote-unquote back to normal. His ability is still the same. If you're out there trying to sniff the victim's feet, you will not be able to do so if they're crouch walking and being slow and stealthy. But for the lunge, that's being reverted back, and it's going to make a big difference for sure. He's got that powerful lunge. He's got that powerful swing. You know, people out there running easily tuckered out and things like that and just swinging, chasing butterflies. I'm glad it's still going to be addressed, but him being slightly overpowered with that, I like that more than him just being completely useless, because nobody was playing Johnny after the big update because he was very hard to get kills with. And the thing with Johnny, he doesn't have two abilities like the cook does, right? He doesn't have padlocks and the ability to hear victims. He can just sniff their feet. His other quote-unquote ability to coincide with his hunt ability is that he's powerful. He's the next powerful character next to Leatherface. He's meant to be dangerous. If he gets a hold of you, he's gonna get you. You still don't want to be overpowered. You don't want to, the second you get caught in any open space with Johnny, you're screwed. So just got to find a balance with that. And that's what they're working on. But again, I preferred him to be a little too powerful versus just being complete dog shit. Right now, he's just that. He's horrible. So I'm glad at least he's going to be okay for a little bit now. Changed remove barbed wire on ladders. We have made a change to removing barbed wire in the prompt to do so. Previously, you'd get a prompt to remove Nancy's barbed wire traps from yourself while on a ladder. This would cause the victim player to become stuck. You would no longer see a prompt or be able to begin removing barbed wire while using a ladder. Change community news and DLC main menu banner. We are adjusting the sizing of the banner on the main menu. The banner is now 4 times larger. Just kidding, it's slightly smaller and flows better with the background. I appreciate them throwing in a cheeky joke like this. Yeah, so the banner, you've seen it. It's the whole damn screen. You know, first it was Nicotero Leatherface, now it's Nancy and Danny. It's like the whole damn menu. They're making it smaller, and I'm glad. I haven't seen the family house in the menu in what feels like forever. It's been 2 months since I've seen the family house at the main menu. I miss it. I hope we can see it again now. And tuned nuggets radius, range, and duration issues. With the changes made to noise being sticky to victims, we uncovered some issues with various nugget locations. Some nuggets were detecting victims through walls. That has been fixed. Some nuggets were sticking noise pings to victims far too long. That has been fixed. Please continue to report any problem nuggets to the support team for investigation. For those that don't know, I didn't realize this, it came up a lot. I always forget that not everybody knows what Nugget is. Nugget is the chicken that are in the cages surrounding the maps that go crazy if you run next to them. That's what Nugget is. His name's Nugget. Respect him. So yeah, Nugget's a little OP now since the big update. Yeah, now that the noise can stick to you, you actually have to respect Nugget, and you probably have to kill a lot more of them. Yeah, it's tough. They're everywhere now. They put them next to certain doors and things like that didn't used to be there. So Nugget will catch you slipping a lot now. Now, I haven't had the issues where he detects you through walls, but for him detecting you far too long, yeah, that was a pain. He would just follow you forever, and you're just spotted to the family for the longest time because of Nugget. You know, I don't want to kill him. All right? I refuse to stab Nugget. I've only had to do it a handful of times, and I feel so guilty every time, okay? So I don't want to have to kill Nugget. Just tell him to chill out and to not track me for so damn long. That's all. All right, but that's the patch notes coming out tomorrow, December 12th, 2 p.m. Eastern. Some very important fixes in here, things that had to be addressed on both sides. But you may have noticed, I'm sure, that there isn't actual balancing tweaks here at all when it comes to Nancy and Danny. And from the Muerto Times, we knew that was going to be the case, but it is a little concerning in terms of how long is that going to run? How long are they going to stay in their current state? Because Nancy has her issues, especially with her perks like Poison Claws and pins and needles and things like that. And Danny has his issues at his maxed out ability at level 3, where he can instant tamper and apply knowledge to things. In my experience, this has led to some serious lobby dodging, to the point where you could go 30 minutes in between games because of family members dodging and those spots not filling back up. Now, victims dodge too, but those spots always fill back up. They are addressing this by removing the timer, but that timer is not removed yet. That's probably going to roll into 2024, which means the balance changes are probably also going to roll into 2024. This could be the last update of the year. And normally I wouldn't mind waiting that long for changes like this. The concern is how many people are going to stop playing because of those issues. To wait a whole month for this, especially when the lobby dodging has been so bad, I'm worried that a lot of the player base is going to fall off, especially because we've already seen it fall off so much. I hope as 2024 rolls in here, as we go into January and they get back into work and doing updates, I hope they have a big splash plan for marketing, whether that's new DLC or whatnot, to really pull in audiences to coincide with the changes to the lobby and the balancing, because that's what it's going to take. You got to get players back and you're going to have to retain them. And I'm just a little worried on the current situation with the game. Holidays kind of landed at a tough time here, right? The game's in a tough spot. Things need to be fixed, but holidays are here and you can't force people to go into work and work, 12-hour shifts during the holidays. It's a tough spot to be in for both a dev and for a player, right? I mean, I'm sure Gun and Sumo are thinking the same thing, but they also can't be like, all right, get to work. Hey, forget Christmas, forget the holidays, forget all of that. You need to get in here and fix these issues. You can't do that, but you also don't want to see your player base fall off. So they're in a tough spot. They're in a tough spot, no doubt about it. And I feel for them. It sucks, but there's no doubt about it that the game is tough to play a lot of the times right now. But I'm going to do my best to stay positive and keep streaming. And if it comes down to it, we'll just keep running private matches. And I'm okay with that. We'll just run private matches. You know what? Don't have lobby dodging issues if you're running private matches. So that's kind of that. But hey, that's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. But that's going to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.